Hi, I'm John from Chatimize, and today we're going to talk about the future of chatbots together with Cyprien from Botnation AI. Botnation AI is a French company that has chatbot software in which you can make chatbot software for your website, for Facebook Messenger, even for Google Home. Cyprien, thank you for coming. Can you introduce yourself to my audience?
Hello, thank you for having me. Very happy to do that. So on my side, I'm a key account manager at Botnation AI. So it's a French company that was created 3 years ago. It's based in Paris and in Rennes in France. So we're 100% French. We are around about 10 people. And we work on a platform that allows you to create your chatbot for free. It's a freemium model. And once it's published, you can you have to pay based on your number of users,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. And I also want to talk about the channels because it's possible to make a chatbot for your website, for Facebook Messenger, which are really kind of the standard channels. But it's also possible to make a chatbot for Google Home, right? With
Yes.
Botnation. Can you talk a
So yeah,
little bit about that?
it's not our main product because people always ask for Facebook Messenger, for instance,
Yeah.
and also some platform which we don't do yet. I mean, but yeah, on Google Assistant you can so create a chatbot in the same way as you do for website chatbot. And you just have to create your sequence, and then the Google Home translate this, and you can exchange with that.
Okay, awesome. And do you think that is something that in the future will become more important because you're already serving multiple channels? Do you think that an omni-channel chatbot experience, do you think that will be important in the future for chatbots?
Do you mean if I think that Google Home will be important for chatbots?
Google Home, but also that it is necessary for companies to have chatbots on multiple channels.
Okay. Yes, I think it will be very important by the next year or years because you have more and more platforms that allow to have a chatbot. And I think people now really want to exchange with it and have something more interactive to discuss with because in my opinion, when you go on a website that's complicated and you have just a form because you don't find a solution in the website, you don't want to fill it because you don't know when you'll have an answer and if people even consult their inbox. Whereas with a chatbot, you already have an answer. I mean, an automated one. If it's too sensitive, then you have an answer later, but at least chatbot answered you. So you have some interaction and that helps to think, oh, they're reactive and they help me.
Okay. And what do you think what is coming in 2020? How will chatbots develop?
I think in 2020, uh, the main thing will be web bots that they will replace websites. I mean, you have a chatbot that will answer automatically instead of the website. And for instance, in France, we have the SNCF. It's the main train company, and it's currently working on a booking system that will be totally automated through a chatbot. We at Botnation have been offering this service for a few months already. And we also offer to host your website directly on the platform, which totally replace your website.
Yeah. And do you see a lot of examples already that a complete website is replaced by a chatbot? Or do you
You have
think
a lot
that,
of yes,
yeah?
you have a lot of medias that already do it. And you can, for instance, order on some restaurants only through a chatbot. So whether it is on the Facebook Messenger or on a URL you click on and you have a web bot opening. But I think it will be generalized later. As you know, creating a website is very complicated, very long, and can be really expensive. So with a chatbot, you can do it yourself and you know your product, so you can do it. And you just have to think how a user will like to interact with your service and then create the chatbot consequently.
Okay. And what do you think about voice? Do you think voice will also become a thing? in 2020?
I don't know because I don't have a Google Home, I don't have an Alexa, but I use a lot of chatbots. And maybe some people who use these services will be happy to do that, of course. But at the moment, I think it's still a gray zone if you got it.
Yeah, I also have Google Home, and it's really limited. It's really because I'm also Dutch, and the Google Home is possible with the Dutch language. But the problem is that you cannot do everything. For example, you cannot call someone. Um, and I currently only use it for my grocery list. Then just walking through my room and so, I need to get that at the grocery store, and then I say, hey Google, just put this on my grocery list. But that's really the only use case where I use it for. So I think currently they're really limited. But I also don't know about what they can do if you use the English language and an Alexa, because I only got the Google Home.
But about this, I think the fact that it's such like a Siri, such an open database makes it so complicated to work perfectly.
Yeah.
So I think it's still imperfect, and they have to find the right balance. Whereas a chatbot is a closed system. So if you need an answer on a subject, you're supposed to have it, or it will improve by itself. If you say, I need this, and the chatbot can't answer,
Yeah.
later on you have the solution. On Siri, etc., it's very complicated. And I read an article, I think it was last year on Wired, about the product manager of Alexa, who said it's so it's awfully painful to develop Alexa on the French market because you have so many accents.
Yeah.
And we pronounce, for example, the English names in a French way, so Alexa can't recognize it, and you have so many problems with it. So I think at the moment chatbots are maybe more efficient, and later on it will be a big thing. But at the moment, I'm not sure.
Okay, and I completely agree with you on that. If we go back to the more the channel topic, what do you think about Instagram and WhatsApp?
I think the day that the chatbots are available on Instagram, it will be such a great thing. It will blow up, that's for sure. Because imagine you have a picture of a Nike sneakers. You just click on it. You have the sequence of the chatbot that answers automatically, and then it's crazy. You can just buy it directly, whereas it's more complicated with the general chatbot. So imagine on Instagram it will be such a big thing. And at the moment you have Facebook that just released its new version of Messenger that's lighter, that kind of moves all the platform for later. So it will be amazing.
And do you think that will be coming this year?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Can't tell.
Okay.
I think it's very soon, but when?
Yeah, I'm also. If I think about Instagram, I think they will launch it this year because there are just a lot of signs that that Facebook is busy with integrating it and with making it openly accessible to make chatbots for it. I think WhatsApp, it will maybe take a little bit longer, maybe next year, but I think not this year. But I think we need
WhatsApp
to wait.
will be cool for. Yes, I think so. But WhatsApp will be cool for customer care, for instance.
Yeah.
But to sell and to sell all your products, Instagram will be great.
Yeah, I also think that. I also have. There are some companies that are doing WhatsApp, not with a chatbot, but with live chat in the Netherlands. And for me, it's just really easy. I just got their number in my phone, and when I have a question about any product, I just can send them a message, and then in like 1 hour they send me a message back with an advice for something. So that's really great.
Yes, but does it make a big difference than a bigger difference than Messenger, for instance? I'm not sure. It's pretty similar, so.
Yeah, that's true. But I also came to know this also because of the podcast that I'm doing right now, is that what kind of messenger app you're using is really dependent on where you live. because in the Netherlands, most people are using WhatsApp, and almost nobody is using Facebook Messenger. Uh, Only people are using Facebook Messenger to talk about people from different parts of the world. But if I also have talks with with Virginia, who is the director of marketing at Mobile Monkey, and she said, "Well, I don't use WhatsApp at all. I use iMessage and I use Facebook Messenger, but I never use WhatsApp." And so I think in general, it's really different which kind of messaging app you use, and therefore in the Netherlands, more people use WhatsApp, so a chatbot on WhatsApp would be better than on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, I also got some small predictions, or small. Business Insider, Gartner, Oracle, they all made predictions, I think, like 2 years ago with, 80% of businesses use chatbots by 2020. We're now in 2020. What do you think about it? Do you think that 80% of businesses use chatbots, or is it more, or is it less? What do you think about it?
I think on the French market, there's still a lot to do, but I can feel that it's becoming a big question for many businesses. Whenever you have someone who's lifting up his website, he's thinking about the chatbot thing, and at least he asks a question. Sometimes he just say, okay, I don't have time to think about it because I don't know the technology. But at least it's a question everyone has in mind.
Yeah. And what do you think in percentages? How many businesses use chatbots now?
Wow, it's complicated. I think, in my humble opinion, I think it will be less than 50%.
Yeah, I also thought
But
that.
you have a big proportion of people who think about it.
Yeah,
So it's not implemented yet, and you still have 9 months in 2020. So
yeah, I think that I also saw. Do you know what the Gartner hype cycle is?
not sure.
The Gartner hype cycle is a cycle in which there comes a new technology, then there is like a lot of excitement about the technology, then excitement goes down, and then there's like,
It goes up again.
yeah, and then it slightly goes up in a more like steady pace. And they published the Gartner hype cycle of 2019, and then they said, okay, it costs 2 years for chatbots until they become an established technology and most companies will use it. So I think now there's like a hope, a lot of excitement about chatbots, but the number of businesses that actually use a chatbot is not that much. And I think in between now and 2 years, more businesses will use them in their marketing strategy. But I think right now it's only like 30 or 40%, maybe less. I think it's not that much.
But it's true that I think in 2017, at least in France, you had a big hype about chatbots, and everyone will think it's magic because you will use one and say, "Oh, it's crazy! How do they know all this?" And then people tended to know how it works, and they said, "Oh, okay, I can do it. It's pretty easy, but it takes some time." So they never take the time, and they need a model to do it. So it's just like every technology. Once you have one person that does it successfully, because you need to have a good chatbot and something very efficient, then every competitor wants to have the same. So you just need to have the first one, the pioneer, and then everyone
Yeah,
follows.
yeah, I also think that. Um, how will Botnation AI go? How is Botnation AI going to change in 2020? What kind of things are you going to implement or going to focus on in 2020?
Um, our platform is constantly evolving because we talk to customers every day, every single day. Everyone talks to every customer. And so depending on their feedbacks, we implement a lot of small things and less big things. So every month you have a new feature that comes up. So we don't really communicate publicly on it, but we every time we have a new thing, we talk to our customers and say, "Oh, remember you asked this? Now it's available. If you have some question, come to me." So I couldn't say there will be a very big change, but if you check on our change log, you'll see that yeah, every month there is a new thing, and we always update it.
Okay, so you're just incrementally improving your product.
Yes, true that. And every time we see there is a new feature or technology available, we go for it. As you said, Instagram, for instance, we're waiting for it, and once it's open, that for sure will be on it and
Okay.
reactive on it.
And are all your clients from France, or do you also have clients abroad?
It's mostly French, but as we have the platform available in English, we have many customers from around the world. So if I say French, of course, it's a French-speaking country. So you have some in Africa,
Yeah.
Belgium, Switzerland, etc. But we also have some clients in the UK or in Europe
Yeah.
and a bit in America, but not that much.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. And it's already my last question. What do you want to see in 2020 related to chatbots?
So yeah, the first thing that comes to mind, and we already discussed it, is Instagram, of course. But let's say that on a bigger level and less technically speaking, I would love that marketing and customer care teams finally understand they're on the same boat. I mean, uh, a chatbot serves both team objectives. Marketing teams on one side have a tendency to see chatbots as an extra cost for the department, and customer care seem to think the job will be useless if there is a chatbot. But in reality, to me, a chatbot helps to gain new customers and retain them. So it's a win-win for both departments.
Yeah.
And on the longer term, if the chatbot is efficient, you'll hire more people in your after-sales service. So that's really my wish for 2020. Please understand that you can work together on your goals, respectively.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think a lot of businesses and a lot of people don't really understand the value of chatbots yet, and I think there's a big win in that. And once they understand, they will implement it and they will use it, and then it will become bigger and bigger.
Yeah, for instance, I had a client. He's almost alone to run his business. So we have many types of clients, big companies and smaller level. So he's doing accountability, customer care, sales, etc. He finally started a chatbot with an intern, and he was really happy about it because it was answering all the recurring questions that took him maybe 80%
Yeah,
of the time dedicated to that. Once the chatbot could answer, he was only answering the 20% remaining. And he said, okay, with the 80% time I gained, I was thinking on some other way to improve the chatbot and to sell my service. So it's a win-win.
yeah, that's a great example of a great use case for a chatbot, just automating your customer service.
Yeah, of course. But the thing I realized when I started working at Botnation, I was thinking customer service and lead collecting, sales, etc. But in the end, you have many brands that use it in a creative way. So you have some charity for handicapped people that do chatbots for telling some stories. And I think it's amazing because you can follow stories of different young people that are disabled, and you're like, okay, they talked about it just to communicate on what they do. They don't really try to collect leads in first instance. They have nothing to sell. In the end, they collect some money, but it's not the first thing they do when you open the chatbot. And then you're like, okay, what can I do to help them? And it's crazy. It's really good.
Yeah. Do you still have some remarks to say, or do you have some questions for me?
No, but if you want to discover about Nation, feel free to go on our website and subscribe, and we'll answer you immediately, and we can set up a meeting, whatever. And if you have some questions later on, don't hesitate.
Okay, great. Okay, well, Cyprien, thank you for coming. For the listener or for the viewer, thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Until next time.